Hi my scented friends, welcome back to my world of fragrance. I received a request to do a video on my Boadicea the Victorious collection, and seeing as I'm in quarantine right now, this is probably a good time to do one. So Boadicea the Victorious is a house that I discovered around 2016, and I fell head over heels with the brand. Everything from their packaging to how powerful and like straightforward their scents were just really captured me from the beginning. So I went through a phase of really loving this house and pretty much wanting to buy everything that they had. It's been a few years since I've gone back and smelled the newer scents from Boadicea the Victorious. So the ones that I have in my collection are mainly from that time when I was really digging this house. I have 6 fragrances from Boadicea the Victorious, so I'm just gonna go through them. And this video is different from like a general house overview because I'm not, you know, looking at the entire collection and then picking out the best. I'm just looking at what I have based on collecting these years ago. So I hope you enjoy this video. Boadicea is a house from 2008, and I'm sure that you have seen these iconic bottles before. I mean, come on. And this brand is heralded as one of those brands that are quintessentially British, you know, really standing for British artistry, British creativity. These are handcrafted, so you really are getting some amazing work here in terms of materials that they use, but also in terms of the outer, you know, visual aspect of their fragrances. The name Boadicea comes from the queen Boadicea, or BOUDICA, and she was this fierce warrior queen who led the Celtic army into battle against the Roman Empire, and this was around 60-61 AD. So a lot of the, you know, brand inspiration comes from this fierce warrior queen, and the fragrances that they release are supposed to be gender neutral for that reason. So yeah, there's some powerful stuff, and this one is Imperial. Imperial is probably their bestseller, and I've mentioned this one before, I believe in a previous video. Maybe it was my fall lineup. Imperial is wonderful. It's kind of reminiscent to a fragrance by KEMI as well. So it's a strong oud fragrance that is sweet and simultaneously fruity. It's a unique one. This one is gorgeous on men and women alike. It's one that just a few sprays is gonna last you a long time. They're very powerful, and that's what I love about Boadicea the Victorious. This fragrance was created by Christian Provenzano, who's one of the 3 noses that this house has used to create their fragrances, and he's probably one of my favorite noses when it comes to powerful, all-encompassing, yet modern fragrances. And he is just, yeah, has been iconic for this house, and he actually has his own fragrance line now, just called his name Christian Provenzano. So I do need to dig deeper into that one, but that's number 1 from Boadicea the Victorious. I mean, look at this. The next fragrance that I have from this house is called Invigorating, and this one is from 2008. And even though this is called Invigorating, I find this to be more dark. This is definitely sexy, beastly stuff. It is a blast of so many different ingredients. There's resins in here, there's ambergris, there's chocolate, there's yuzu, there's patchouli. There is just so much happening at the same time. I'm actually gonna spray this. It just has this otherworldly quality to it that a lot of the Boadicea the Victorious fragrances have. And this one I would say is maybe slightly lighter than Imperial, but still heavy, amazing quality, beautiful stuff. And I would say that what's in common in this phase that I went through with Boadicea the Victorious is that they're somewhat oriental. So these fragrances are, you know, have that oriental vibe to them, albeit being Western. They are powerful in that way. So Invigorating, that's my second one. Then we have from 2013 Blue Sapphire, the iconic blue bottle from Boadicea the Victorious. Have you ever seen anything more magnificent than this? I don't think I have. And this is such a prized possession in my fragrance wardrobe, let's call it that. And Blue Sapphire was created by Christian Provenzano. Again, this man is a genius to me. I hail him. This is an oud rose fragrance with patchouli in there, with amber in there as well. But the blending magic of Blue Sapphire, I mean, I can't do this one justice, and this just requires a try. There's some fragrances out there that seem to be, you know, trying to imitate this one. If you guys are interested in dupes and things like that, then I will be happy to try to discover those. Although I'm not personally interested in dupes, I do understand that people don't want to break the bank. But this is, magnificent. I love my Blue Sapphire, and I can smell this from far away. I will spray this one day, I will still smell it the next day. Power, power, power. So next, we have a legendary fragrance for me. This is Nemer. It brings back memories of a certain summer. Yes, summer. You heard me, summer. There's no, you know, distinguishing heavy or light. I like wearing light fragrances in the winter to freshen me up. I like wearing heavy fragrances in the summer to feel extra sexy. That's how it is. But Nemer, I definitely prefer on a male. And there's something, it's definitely a heavy fragrance, but there's this light cloud about it simultaneously. And there really is something captivating about it. It is a rose fragrance, an unsweet rose. Let's call it a dry rose wrapped in saffron, and with sandalwood, with patchouli, with nagarmotha in there. This is a, let's say, a silent beast. This is like a sleeping dragon or a sleeping bear. Like, you know that there's a lot of power underneath all of that, but yet the animal or the creature is peaceful. So this is probably my second favorite bottle, simply because it is gold and magnificent and fabulous. And they all have this emblem in the back of them. And each of these crests, the Celtic inspired crests, are unique to each fragrance. Next, from Boadicea the Victorious, we have King's Road. And King's Road is simply due to my obsession with Nemer. This is a much cheaper option. I'll list the prices below, but I believe it was, yeah, quite a bit cheaper than Nemer, yet giving similar vibes. So with that rose, saffron, patchouli, and oud added in there as well. This is similarly a sleeping giant, but not quite to the same extent. This is very Arabian style, alluring in that sense. So yeah, check out King's Road. And I would say, even if you were like sweating heavily and you needed one of those, what are they called? Those trucker showers or whatever. If you've been sweating and you have no time to take a shower and you just spray perfume all over, these will cover up the smell, okay? These will cover up the smell of any type of sweat. Not that I recommend doing that. That's like a big no-no to do that. And I never do it myself either. But, you know, desperate times sometimes call for desperate measures. So lastly, amongst my beauties from Boadicea the Victorious, we have Explorer. This one was created by John Stephen. This is from 2008. And this one, I would say, is probably the freshest one out of all of the fragrances that I have. So this has a prominent cedar note, and in this time of my life, I was absolutely obsessed with cedar as well. So I got CEDRE from SERGE LUTENS. I just was obsessed with cedar and wearing cedar in warmer weather. It somehow just worked very well with my skin chemistry. So if you're a fan of cedar, try Explorer from Boadicea the Victorious. So there you have it, my collection of Boadiceas. Here they are all together. I don't want to scratch these babies, but here they are. I love them dearly. I will hopefully always have them in my fragrance wardrobe. And I am a total fan of Boadicea the Victorious. I wouldn't say that this brand is for the shy, and their price range does span from like hella crazy to slightly more reasonable as well. So yeah, do have a sniff if you get the chance. Let me know down below what your favorites are from the house of Boadicea the Victorious. Which ones should I be trying besides these? Because like I said, I have not revisited the house for quite a few years now. So yes, I hope that you're all safe, healthy, enjoying some family time perhaps. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.